Good Friday morning, everybody. It is another day. We're getting a little bit of a late start. I was supposed to have a project up on the north end today that I had confirmed last week, and texted the client yesterday twice, called him again this morning. Totally ghosted me right now. So we were supposed to set a culvert and get some stone delivered to get me access into a lot so I could mulch it out. Don't know what's going on. So I shifted gears a little bit, and we're back on a familiar project that I haven't been on in about a year or two. But the owner called me. He needs some more help with the property. So let's take a look at what we got. All right. Like I said, I got a little bit of a late start. It's about 10:30. But got the Kubota over here with little Munchie. The bucket is back up on the trailer. I'm going to end up pulling the truck down in here in a bit. We'll get the bucket off there when I need it. But the owner's been back here clearing this out by hand a little bit, and he just wants to kind of open up his backyard a little bit further closer to the property line. So he's stacked up all this. So the plan is I'm going to grind this pile pretty much where it lay. I'm going to grind all that up. I'm going to grind most of these down close to where they're down close to the ground, and then so they don't grow back, and we'll snatch all that out with the bucket, pile it up for him. I think he'll burn that later. We're going to grind all this down through here and basically come right behind that tree and just kind of keep this line. Then I'm going to grind all this down right through there, and then I'm going to take the bucket and just kind of just try to, you can see there's a bit of a hump here, and I'm going to just try to kind of feather all that off back that way to let this drain. So I was here about maybe 2 years ago now, a year to 2 years, I forget. But I was back here. This backyard was a nightmare. I brought that machine in. We had to pull a whole bunch of this dirt, excavate it out, push it back up this way, and then I had the skid steer over here with a Harley rake for a whole day. We Harley raked the whole backyard out, got a bunch of sticks and roots and stuff out of everything, and then I was in here for another day with the bucket, regrading everything to get the water to drain. It was this backyard was a mess, but he's got it looking good, and so he just wants to open it up a little bit more, so that's what we're going to do. So I think I've talked enough. It's time to get to work. Okay, got all that ground down. Didn't take but about 15 minutes. And now it's time to start on the rest of this stuff. So I went ahead and pulled the truck back down in here, and before we got into some of that thicker stuff and some of that vining material over there, I went ahead and put a quick sharpen on the teeth because they were pretty dull. I didn't need them for those. I didn't really need sharp teeth for those 2 city violations that I just got through doing, but for some of that bigger stuff, and then now that viney stuff over there, that grapevine and kudzu and creeper and all that, could be some wisteria in there as well. It's nice to have some good sharp teeth, make it a lot easier. So let's go ahead and get this ground down. All right, mulching's done. Looks good. So you can kind of see these mounds and stuff built up right here. All this is kind of uneven at the where the edge was going back in there. Some mounding there. So I'm going to swap Munchie out for the bucket real quick, and we'll get this done. Shouldn't take too much longer to get this squared away, at least as best I can get it with the bucket and everything. Just kind of knock those mounds down. It may need maybe a skid steer or maybe even a little fill to kind of finish that out, but at least I can kind of get that down and he doesn't have to do it by hand, because that would be a pain. So let's get this done. After you've been running this thing for a bit and you unhook these lines, it's probably advisable to wear gloves, because that hydraulic oil gets pretty hot. So that's, yeah, that one's, it's pretty hot. There you go. Clean that off. Same thing to the other side. Take the pin out. Gotta finagle that. Go ahead. Switch back over to the thumb. Glove. Well, that's the job. The client is not here, but I just called him and told him I was done with everything, and I think it looks pretty good compared to what he had. Now, is the dirt, you know, through there perfect? No, because I mean, it's got a bunch of roots and mat and stuff, and I had to pick some of the mat out of it just to make it work. But I think it's good now that if you could probably just throw sod right over it as it is, and you probably wouldn't see any real too many imperfections in the grade or anything like that. Could you go over it real quick with a skid steer and a bucket? Yeah, probably wouldn't hurt it, but I took the pad, you know, I basically took the tracks and just went back over everything really good, kind of pad footed it down, and I think that looks pretty good. The big humps are gone. All that grade is carrying that way, so that water should just drain off into that low area back there. It's got a nice little, I cut a nice little swale in it right here, so as that water came off that high spot there, it would just kind of take it that way. And then also down this line here, there's a little bit of a swale that goes just right off that way. So that all should do nicely for now. The mulch, I'm not sure what he's going to do with. He said he might use it for something. I'm not really sure, but it's not a lot of mulch, and then because it's in pieces now and a lot of that material in there wasn't very big, you could probably let that dry for a week or 10 days, and those little pieces are going to dry out really quick. You know, you could burn it very quickly and easily. So a little bit of a rake and a little bit of diesel fuel, and that stuff would be gone pretty quick. So yep. And the other good thing was I got this done quite a bit quicker than what I originally estimated. So when I came out here and I gave him a price, you know, I came in a good bit under that on the price. So probably about, that was probably about, what I'm charging him is about 60% of what I quoted roughly. So did save him a little bit of money. Didn't take as long as I thought, but yep, that looks good. So I'm gonna leave everything right here. It's Friday. I've got another job in town not too far from here Monday morning with landscaper Greg, so I'm just gonna leave everything locked up here, and then I gotta get out of here. I gotta go to Columbia. My brother Bridger is graduating from USC with his bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering, so very proud of him. Congratulations, Bridger. So my parents got an Airbnb, and my brothers and my sister and everybody's going up there to hang out. So nice little half-day job or so, and get out of town for the weekend and see the family. So I hope you guys have a great weekend too, wherever you're at. I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned. I got some more projects coming up next week, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye, everybody.